right back, Charlie.
Because he always used to act when defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian.
Hey, the big man there said it himself. I'm never gonna get old of that, man.
That is sick.
What you telling me, Statman?
I'm good. How are you?
Damn, man. Obviously, Arsenal stressed me out on Monday. We all see the title with Spurs probably the favourites for top four. Obviously, you know, Arteta's having his press conference and he's done the jargon thing around Thomas Partey. So we know his season's done along with Tierney. So, yeah, man. Europa League settings, man. Channel 5 settings, man. What are you telling me, man? What are you saying?
Listen, we're in pain as well. Varane's injured. Cavani's out again.
Look at you forcing, man. You got a new manager in that, man.
Nah. But even Luke Shaw's out.
Swear, I'm to.
I think he's getting like some metal things taken out of his leg or something, innit?
Okay, no, bro.
And he's out for 3 weeks, so that means 3 weeks of Alex Telles. And Telles is so bad.
Hey, big up
it's so
guy,
frustrating
Jay,
watching
man.
him.
Go on, I cut you off. What'd you say?
Nah, I just said it's so frustrating watching Alex Telles play football.
He looks like a retail worker, respectfully to everyone that works in retail. He looks like he works in Urban Outfitters. I big up my guy, Jay, man. A man said, I saw a tweet saying Tottenham favourites for top four in sprinting. All right, when it's North London derby, we need to get some work there. And make sure you're following his Twitch. You know, he does a lot of good content. Again, he's a good guy. Not everyone's perfect in life. He picked a shit team to support. But I have to get them banter things in because right now, do you think Spurs are the favourites? I've always said those who are in pole position are the favourites. For me, again, anything can happen. I hope it's Spursy, but they've got, respectfully, a favourable run of games. I would trade places with them. You might the same. I feel unlike us, in January, the new signings have given them a boost. I personally think while Bentancur hasn't made any, set the world alight, he's just shown what a competent midfielder can do. It'd be nice if another North London club bossed it with that. But they got him, they got Kulusevski, favourable run. It seems like Conte, everything's finding its place. Everything's falling into place. The Canes and Son are doing what they're doing. Yeah, they're fourth. Obviously, we got a game in hand. Game in hands versus actual points on the board are two different things. We've got injuries. You lot are stressed. Would you say Spurs are the favourites?
Yeah, 100%. I think the biggest boost for them is they have Antonio Conte. They're the best manager out of us three, which is why you probably say they are the favourites. And I think on the weekend they got Aston Villa again. They probably beat Villa. Then they got Brighton after that. They beat Brighton.
Brighton always roll over for them 100%.
And then I think they got Brentford after that. Let's be honest, you want to be playing these mid-table sides, isn't it? The last two games of the season. Huh?
It's the real talk, that's right.
The last two games, I think they got Norwich and Burnley in it, which could be interesting. I'm guessing Norwich are probably going to be down by then. Burnley, you don't really know, innit?
Slightly, man. They'll probably be safe by then, man.
No, but you can say that one is dependent on results from now until the end of the season, innit? Like how they are, if they are still in the relegation battle. So hopefully they are, for our sake, that game actually means something for them. But other than that, I think Tottenham are clear favourites now.
Yeah, man. I mean,
especially with your injuries as well.
Exactly, we're done. I mean, we played a dangerous game, and for a while it worked. But as you know, we can't always play that forever, and it wouldn't be that deep if the knock-on effect was obviously experienced players or players that are ready. I'm a big fan of Lokonga. I'm wary of placing expectations, and Tavares is Tavares, isn't it? Really. So I do expect to beat Brighton. We'll get onto the Premier League, but. Yeah, you're hoping Spurs can drop points. For Arsenal to have any chance, for me, including you lot, we've got to win all our home games. Probably need to do the double over them. It's probably too much to ask when you haven't got Thomas Partey, Kieran Tierney, Tomiyasu, where we hear he's back for Southampton, but after Southampton. But being back available don't mean you're ready and all these things. And
match fit kind of thing.
Exactly. And again, we saw against Liverpool that happens. And for us, when last did we beat Spurs at their place, let alone do the double? I hope Arsenal still believe they can get fourth, because I didn't believe you could get fourth at any point when we was doing rubbish. I was quite pessimistic on our chances anyways. They made me start to believe, and now It is what it is. We'll probably look back to January. We might look at how August started. For me, I'll definitely look at Man United away from home, Everton away from home. We dropped points from winning positions. Obviously, Crystal Palace on Monday. You've obviously added into that Burnley, and actually say Palace twice because we dropped points at home. These are the games for me that we shouldn't have lost in it. And if you got even a point or just 3 from one of them, it puts things into perspective. But as you know, we can't go back in time, man. We need a lot to go wrong with Spurs, man. North London Derby's Judgment Day. Playing good football.
We still have to play you lot as well, April 23rd, 12:30.
Who's you? I see you're Arsenal fan, bro. You were saying Arsenal getting fourth. I don't know you, boy.
No, but this is why I like the top 4 race right now. Like a week ago, I said Arsenal are gonna get top 4. You got a couple.
You're like the
injuries
host,
now.
man. You just switch every week, man.
No, but you got a couple injuries. No, but it's true. You got a couple injuries now. You say Tottenham are favourites, isn't it? Hopefully, maybe. I think our next 2 games are Everton and Norwich. From a United point of view, we should win both of them realistically, innit? That should be 6 points from 6. Then that obviously, I'm not saying we're going to get top 4, but then puts a bit of pressure kind of thing. Then I think we've got Liverpool after that. Liverpool, let's be honest, we're losing that away.
You never know, man. You never know. But them man are fighting for the league, so
yeah, delude there. We're not doing it. I'm telling you, as much as
I'm
positive,
no. What? So then, you can categorically rule out that you man aren't gonna beat Liverpool.
Yeah, trust me. Anyone that knows me and knows I'm normally positive going into big games and stuff, innit? But Liverpool away is that one ground where I'm like, you know what, we're not winning. Like that for me is kind of damage limitation, especially considering where Liverpool are right now.
Fucking, I hear you. We'll get on to that. What's my guy Jay said? North London Derby is Judgment Day, amen. But it's Tottenham, so let's be easy here, bro. Conte isn't gonna accept any less. Like Conte, as I said, Conte. It seems like things are working. You know, Doherty's looking like a footballer again. Before he was looking like a double agent. You men are calm, man. What's my man said? Sometimes I look at Telles and Shaw and Deep. They're really not top 5 left backs in the league. They genuinely can't chat to Luka Dean, and I support United. Do you make of that? Bit harsh. Sure, is he top 5? Probably 5th. Who is there?
The thing with Shaw, I said this. Shaw has all the ability, all the talent, and he shows glimpses of it, but he's not consistent. Yeah. Come on, man. Let's not do this.
Bro, I cut you off. I'm listening.
But like in terms of Shaw, like Shaw literally has everything you want in a left back, innit? But the thing with Shaw is consistency. Doesn't have it. Injury record's a bit dodgy, and that's the problem. Because there's certain games of Luke Shaw where you watch where you're like, wow, what a player. But then there's other games you're watching on Shaw and you're like, what are you doing kind of thing? Nah, trust me, people think I'm mad here. Look at last year, for example. Last year, for glimpses, Shaw was one of the best left backs in the country.
That's true.
And by the way, when people think I'm gassing Shaw, don't get me wrong, I think Shaw should go in it. I said I think we should sell Luke Shaw just because he's been here long enough to prove himself kind of thing, innit? At the same time, he is, in my eyes, the best left back we have at the club. He's better than Alex Telles.
But you know, the thing with Alex Telles, them man, you know their shit from the start. Like, they're them beaky fullbacks. It's a bit like us with Tavares. I hope he turns it around, but you just know these man, they're better going forward. They're going to let you down tactically, technically. They're a bit, man, they're failed wingers, man. Every fullback is, unfortunately, but they're real failed wingers, just shamed there, and probably is both need to be moved on. Obviously, we might as well start with the Premier League because we've obviously kind of went with that with Spurs. Let me bring up the result. I mean, the games we have, everybody's got and whatnot. I think you lot got Everton, right?
Everton 12:30 tomorrow. That should be one of the easiest games of the season.
Let's kick off with there. What's your thoughts going into that?
I said this. Anyhow we lose against Everton, forget top 4. There's no way you should be losing to Frank Lampard's Everton. Like, I do not care what anyone says. This is one of the worst guys I've seen. Frank Lampard's one of the worst managers I've seen. This guy's saying Mason Holgate in midfield instead of someone like Fabian Delph, who's actually a natural midfielder and he's fully fit right now.
The thing with Everton is, what do you make of, quickly on topic before we carry on with United, what do you make of Everton? Because I feel there's parallels with my club and your club in the sense of, there's a bag of Lampard's clearly not cut up to task, but off the field, Everton are a mess. Much like we'll get onto it, but you and Ten Hag can have all the ideas he wants. United need to be serious off the field. Arteta can have all the ambition he wants. They need to be serious. I big up my guy Jay. He's in the chat, and he would know better than me. You look at Pochettino. There was a point where Neutral fans could see it. Spurs fans could see it. Poch clearly wanted it. The players wanted it. You would probably see it as well. You just needed Daniel Levy to open up the purse strings at a time when Poch was moving mad and get them a couple more players that are of a certain ilk to push on to the next level. I do feel a bit of that with Everton. Is that it's a mess. It's not helped by shit managers, but it's a mess. What do you make of Everton's situation, man? Because they're flirting with relegation. It's a real possibility. Burnley might twang it out of that. In fact, they probably have now.
I worry for Everton big time. Because I think Everton, in terms of the way they run, one of the worst clubs right now in the Premier League. Off the pitch, I don't think they have a director of football. Their recruitment over the last couple of years has been a joke for the amount of money they spent as well. And then you go and appoint... Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think Fabian Delph is bad, innit? But he's probably better than Holgate in midfield.
Yeah, the bar's on the floor with a lot of their players, man.
Like, I'm looking at Everton and I'm just like normally you say, like, you know, when you look at teams and you think they're too good to go down.
Oh, we gotta be careful, but yeah, you're right.
No, but like on paper,
mean.
you would say like Everton are a respectable club, innit? But realistically, when you're looking at their players, that back line is championship level. If you're lucky,
yeah. But Michael Keane come from you lot, shit. Who's their left back?
That Ukrainian guy, Mikhailenko, whatever his name is.
Right back to Seamus Coleman. He's not got the legs anymore. Pickford's not even been that bad, but it's Pickford. And then they're just a mess off the field. For me, I look at Everton. I look at people like Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Them two look like, okay, cool.
I like Anthony Gordon, I'll be honest.
I would love to clamp him, to be honest with you. He's all right. He's a bit of a cunt, but he's all right. He's all right.
No, but this is where I'm like with Everton. Yeah, you played Burnley the other day, and I think Sean Dyche said after the game where he's like,
they don't know
Everton are not used to winning or something.
Yeah, away from home, he patterned them. He said he patterned them.
And you're at Burnley, who are also in a relegation battle, and you're saying that about Everton. That just shows where Everton are right now.
Bossy chatting it.
And I swear Everton are moving into a new stadium or revamping it or something.
Wait, that new stadium, them wages, bro. Everton might not even come out the championship if they go down. I'm looking at the table right now. Everton have 29 games played. Newcastle. Leeds have played 31 times, 5 points separating them. You look at the last 5 with Everton, they've only won the last one of the games. Unless United do a Mazza and let them get 3 points. You can't, they lost to Newcastle. So they've lost to Newcastle. They've lost to Burnley. They have Norwich soon. They keep losing to relegation candidates. I think Burnley twang it out of that. Burnley have Norwich. I think Burnley are going to get out of that because Sean Dyche just knows it. It seems like there's a more togetherness. He had his Brexit boys and now he's sprinkled in some icy freeze and some flavour and they're helping him. I think Burnley are going to twang it out of there. So do you think Everton, if you had to pick your bottom 3, because I think on one hand, I thought it would stay like this, but on current form, Norwich, Watford, and I would swap Burnley and Everton. So I'd say Everton, Watford, Norwich. Use your bottom.
I'll be honest, I think Watford have decent fixtures, though, innit?
Yeah, but fam, like
they got Leeds. They got Leeds, Brentford, City. They're gonna lose that. Burnley, Palace, Everton, Leicester, and Chelsea.
So more or less, they got to play the boys around them. Boy,
let me see Burnley's fixtures.
I prefer Burnley to go down, but Sean Dyche's been around there. The players seem to be playing for him. They're not divided. Everton look like a mess.
Burnley got Norwich, West Ham, Southampton, Wolves, Watford, Villa, Tottenham, Villa again, and Newcastle. You probably said Burnley do have the most favourable run in it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think Everton are going down.
Everton is peak for Everton. Look, in fact, Burnley and Everton's form is near enough identical. A point separates them. Burnley are 18th. Everton are 17th on 25. In the last 5, they both got 1 win and 4 L's. I just think Burnley, when I look at it, it just seems like when you think of Burnley, you know what Sean Dyche is about. We don't know what Lampard's about at Everton. It looks like the same shit under Rafa Benitez or whenever Everton have been a joke.
Everton's fixtures are long as well. United on the weekend, Leicester, Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester again.
United Watford. Long?
No, United. And then I said,
what? Did you say that's a hard game for Everton?
Yeah.
Bro.
No, but realistically, you favour United. Let's not do that, dude.
I'm acting. It is.
Yeah, United, Leicester, Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester again, Watford, Brentford, Palace, Arsenal.
They'll pattern us like they patterned us before, but
that's the last game of the season. You might have something to play for. Everton might have something to play for, man. Lampard should be a good game. To be fair,
in fact, even we're talking a lot of Everton. Do you think Lampard will still be the gaffer by then? Like, if you had to bet peas on it, like, Boy, I don't know. I don't know if Lampard will be the manager in the next 2 weeks. I don't know.
I swear there was Sky Sports said something today where it was like Everton believe that sacking Frank Lampard doesn't change the position or something.
Well, they're right because they're still fucked, but
And I'll be
still,
honest, it will be interesting though, because if Everton are like struggling financially, which I think they are massively right now, sacking Frank Lampard is also like more money kind of given away kind of thing, because you're gonna have to pay the compensation fee and stuff, pay out his contract, and then you're gonna get a new manager, which should be like is a risk in it. Do you want to go all in and try to survive? But if you don't, like you could be hit massively financially, kind of thing, innit?
And who's going to take the role? Like, who comes in? Unless it's someone that recognizes I'm probably going to be managing in the championship. Cool, I'm with that. Like how obviously Newcastle are doing their thing, but I genuinely think they considered, all right, if we go down, Eddie Howe's the guy to put things into place, and then we move forward. So it's almost man. It's a shame what they're doing. Like it's a poison chalice at the moment.
Maybe they just stick with Lampard until the end of the season, and then just bring on Wayne Rooney or something.
That's the thing. But even if I'm Rooney's turned down the job. I mean, Rooney, fair enough. You know, Derby's one of the clubs that are run worse than Everton. But you've been stressed out from Derby. I know he's got the attraction with Everton and all these things. I think
he said he wants the Everton job as well, isn't it?
He wants it, but
I don't think he wanted to leave Derby mid-season, especially considering the circumstances are in it.
To be fair, slightly, if you're Rooney, now that you said that, it might if the job became available at the end of the season and they went down, it probably might be the best time. Expectations are on the floor. Obviously, he's got that former Everton pool that's kind of helped Xavi. I don't know why Arteta is kind of, the player Arteta. There's this romance around him and Arsenal. He wasn't the guy like that, but for us as a player, but he's got that with him. Maybe that helps him, and that's what the club needs. As you can see, somebody mentioned Osmanov, it looks like he, the whole Russian political thing, he got bullied out of there as well. And the thing was scary for Everton. You look at everyone around them, you can even throw Brentford into that in 14th, from 14th to 20th. Everyone looks like they got more togetherness. The American Don's doing bits for Leeds. Well, bits is a strong word, but he's doing all right. Thomas Frank's done cool for Brentford.
But he's unbeaten in the last 3.
Exactly. 2 wins and a draw in the last 5. Exactly. Brentford doing their thing. Burnley got more togetherness. Watford are gone. Norwich are gone, so it's irrelevant, but they look more like a team than Everton. Looks like the only team in and around them that doesn't look like a team. It looks like individuals that are considering their futures elsewhere. If I'm completely honest with you, it's peak, man. Yeah, but what do you make of Everton United, though, from a United perspective? Beyond the obvious, clearly you need 3 points. Seeing Arsenal drop points. We spoke about Spurs. It is what it is. Indirectly, players are kind of playing for spots because Ten Hag's walking in at the end of the season.
But I think obviously we do, like, I'm not making excuses, but we do have a couple injuries. Shaw's out, Varane's out.
Varane's out?
Yeah, again.
What happened to you, man? He's man playing internationals. Obviously, Varane wasn't, but...
No, maybe it's just something he picked up in training or something, isn't it?
Bro,
because he played against Leicester last week.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it must be a training team.
And then Scott McTominay's out and Cavani's out. I think Ronaldo's back. Hopefully, Nemanja Matic plays in midfield as well, because I've always said I think the impact you see of him in the midfield, like in terms of technical levels, ball security levels above everyone else, isn't it?
The basic competencies in the middle of the park, I feel, despite his old age.
The ball so well.
But he hasn't got the passion merchant thing in his. That's the only thing.
So hopefully he plays, which is why, like I've always said, is whenever I see Nemanja Matic, I get a bit of confidence about us, kind of thing, innit? I think he's that good, kind of thing, still. Or not even that good. He's just levels above what we have in that midfield.
For a fan that don't understand, like obviously someone that don't know what you're getting at, what do you mean by that with Matic? Because I know,
like when you watch Nemanja Matic, I think forget like he's probably a natural holding midfielder, innit? Forget that even just picking the ball up from the back line, he can play with like him facing goal, kind of thing. A lot of our other midfielders can't. Like Fred can't. You could argue Scott McTominay can't. Even him on the ball, all he wants it. And then him breaking the lines, he does it very, very well, kind of thing. He, in my eyes, he's the best midfielder we have in that role, kind of thing.
I can't.
And we've even seen it. Atletico Madrid, when he came on, he was the one that changed the game in the first leg.
So everybody fit. Obviously, with what's gone on with the season, what would be your pivot? Matic and who, I assume.
Probably Fred.
I was thinking that, and I know many people would have said, but they're two left-footers, and I hate that because when it's two right-footed Donnies, no one says a damn thing. I thought you might lean upon McTominay there, maybe Paul Pogba with Matic next to him, but that's.
I'll be honest. I said this. I don't like Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes playing together in it. I've always said it. I just don't think they're two positionally disciplined players enough, kind of thing.
Playing with 9 players then.
And the thing is, especially on the turnover, then we get got out kind of thing. And this is something that Everton did very, very well.
It's an American now, man. I said turnover. He's
no, but it's true. Like, I think Ralph Hasenhüttl said the exact same thing against us. We were just caught on the break every single time. And I remember the game against Everton this year. Our midfielders get destroyed. And I think Ollie was in charge at that time, innit? I think. But I'm pretty sure Damari Gray was just walking throughout midfield every single time, innit?
He smacked
and that's something we do need to be careful of.
Makes sense, bro. So obviously...
And I swear to God, David De Gea always makes a mistake against Everton.
Why are you on to David De Gea?
No. I'm not even on to David De Gea. I was just thinking today, David De Gea always makes at least one mistake against Everton per season.
Do you know what? You like doing bookie things at Goodison Park. It's never straightforward with you at Goodison Park.
It never is.
Even when you win. So it's going to be one for
on the Ollie, we lost 4-0 there a couple years ago.
I don't know what it is in the air at Goodison Park. To be fair, last couple of times we've went to Goodison Park, I haven't been happy. You know, I would say even though we got collapsed this year, I was more vexed last year because like I was seeing Yerry Mina be a playmaker, much like Anderson on Monday. To be fair, against Crystal Palace. So obviously elsewhere you've got Southampton, Chelsea. What do you make of that? Now I'm watching that, even though it's at the same time as Arsenal for 2 reasons. One, obviously with Arsenal not being in the top 4 at the moment. And you look the same, I guess. You want Chelsea to make third, even though I don't think they will. You want them to make it an open race. And obviously, we've got Southampton at their place next week, innit? So I'll be watching that. What do you think's happening there? Elsewhere, you've got Southampton, Chelsea, Watford, Leeds, and Villa for Spurs.
Chelsea, Southampton. You expect a reaction from Chelsea, innit? I think that's what everyone really expects. Southampton are a team mid-table. Do they really have anything to fight for? The answer is no. They've been on a bad run recently. I don't think they won a game in the last 5 in all comps or something.
See, when I hear that, if we were playing them this week, I'd be shook. And if Chelsea beat them and that continues next week, that's way.
But you do expect a massive reaction from Chelsea in it. Like it'll be interesting to see what Thomas Tuchel does in terms of rotation. Does he try sending out a sort of a message, and then obviously they still have to play Real midweek again.
What did you make of the Real game? Yeah. I'll ask you my other question.
I watched the first half of that, innit?
Real.
I'll be honest. I was a bit surprised because I think the midfield he kind of left it too open, innit? Like, especially with the Valverde thing from Carlo Ancelotti. I think last year they almost went with a midfield 3, and someone like Mason Mount dropped in a bit deeper just to make it harder for them to play. But this time on the turnover, they were just open every single time.
This turnover, word, blood.
Oh, yeah.
Transition, man.
yeah, whatever, man. You know what I mean. But they will be got that kind of thing.
It's true, man. What do you think? Do you think Chelsea? What do you make of this back 3 tax? Because obviously in the last 2 games, there's been a back 3, there's been a back 4. They've shipped like 7 goals in the last 2 games. It's collapsed either way. I
still think they should stick with the back 3. Let's be honest, Chelsea. I still think they're more comfortable. You could argue the other day Christensen had a shocker. Yeah, I think Azpilicueta as well is playing that left wing back role.
Losing the legs, man. The legs are gone now. It has to be part of the back 3 or not play him in certain games, in my opinion. Time's just caught up with Azpilicueta.
But I don't necessarily think that result was necessarily on the defense. I think the midfield let them down massively.
Yeah, everyone was terrible, man.
Jorginho and Kante were massive disappointments for them. And I was surprised. Like, don't get me wrong, I know Kante hasn't been great this season, but you normally expect Champions League night him just to do something kind of thing. And he was shocking.
Whole team, yeah, man. They were quite poor. The subs added something more than them, if I'm honest with you. And I just, like you said, man, I feel when Chelsea did go forward, they didn't try and really hurt Real Madrid. Like, Real Madrid scored, didn't it? Like, they weren't trying to score. I don't think Chelsea took their half chances. Havertz had a chance before he scored. Lukaku. And the thing is, as an Arsenal fan, I'm used to fans and myself worrying about, like I just said, Havertz and Lukaku. But the same token of that, if you're waffling about 3-4 chances in a Champions League game, you probably haven't created or done enough in the final third. So you are right. There should be a sort of get back for them. What do you make of Watford Leeds? Because I think Leeds win that, but you never know. Football's funny, man.
Watford Leeds at Vicarage Road. It's an interesting game, isn't it? That's going to be, I think that's a lot tighter than people think. Like, don't get me wrong, Leeds are, you could argue, slight favourites, but obviously Watford at home, even though Watford, when they play teams in and around them, they haven't been great. I don't know, man. I think this could be a tight game. See Roy Hodgson's pass the other day in training.
Yeah.
That was actually decent.
That was lit. Shout out Roy, bro. That was lit. So yeah, I agree, man. If I had to pick a scoreline, I'll probably say 1-1.
And I'll be honest, I think Watford against Liverpool done relatively well. They had a couple chances on the break as well. I don't get me wrong, I don't think Liverpool were brilliant.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying,
they did better than expected, but I'd agree. But it's how far does that go? What do you make of Aston Villa Spurs? Because obviously we're all hoping that Gerrard can do something. Personally, I think Spurs are gonna run riot. I think Gerrard, they're gonna bottle it. I don't think they're that good at this moment in time.
Just have to hope in it. That game, Tottenham should win, but as a United fan, you as an Arsenal fan, we're just gonna pray that they drop points in there, and we need that for our team's sake, even though I do expect Tottenham to beat them. I think Aston Villa have lost their last 3 or something.
This is it. And it's just, I know you can't just look at the beautiful thing about football, it always humbles people, but I just see Kulusevski, Kane, Son, counter-attacking side, and you can't, them man, they got Mings, Konza, shit dons. Like, it's just going to get savage. It's going to be collapsed, man. It's going to be Kalam. Obviously, that, with the exception of Arsenal, Brighton, that wraps up Saturday's games before you get into Sunday. For me as an Arsenal fan, it's self-explanatory. A bit like what you said, you need to win. If you know, it's all Spurs could very well lose, but if you lose as well, drop points as well, it's irrelevant what they did.
Can't lie, Brighton have been shocking though.
Yeah, that's why I'm scared, because again, keeping up the topic with Spurs, they lie out, like he bends over, pause. Graham Potter literally bends over for Spurs and twerks for them. For us, it's very difficult, and they're a bogey team. Like, I know Mupé is probably public enemy number 1 against us. He's on a Mazza. Like, for me, it's just a revenge thing, innit? Like, at Brighton away, we messed up. Brighton at home, we need to take 3 points. Like you said, they're barely winning games. You lot need to just...
They lost 6 of the last 7 or something.
So then make sure it's something significant as well, man. We let Crystal Palace get their first home win for a while at their place. Don't let that happen. It's simple as that. You need 3 points. We ain't got Partey, ain't got Tomiyasu, ain't got Tierney, ain't got this guy. It's all irrelevant, man. You just win the game. And as I said at the start, if we're going to have any chance of top 4, for me, we need to win every single home game, or with the exception of one, I'd say for you lot, we'll allow that one, whatever happens, but we need to win every home game. So it's as simple as that. What more can I say? Arsenal need to beat Brighton. What do you mean for Brentford, West Ham? Because like us and you lot, they're gonna want Spurs to mess up, innit? Spurs got the target on their backs.
I think that game could be hard to call, innit? Because I expect rotation from David Moyes, innit? Because obviously they played yesterday in the Europa League, hard for draw against Lyon. So I think it could be like, I think it depends more on West Ham, innit? I expect West Ham to rotate, because let's be honest, I think Europa League should be the priority right now. I still think 1-1 draw at home, considering you went down to 10 men against Lyon, I think it's a good result. And I think they could beat Lyon, because I'll be honest, Lyon had a lot of the ball, but did they really create anything clear cut yesterday?
You do nothing with it, innit?
Like, Craig Dawson was brilliant yesterday. So I think I'll probably lean towards Brentford in that game, just because I expect West Ham to rotate.
It's probably a big arc, isn't it? You're right. I'd go with that. You've got Leicester, Crystal Palace. You know, Vieira's men been playing well all season. Whether they can continue this next year is another thing. Leicester have kind of found a bit of form now. Hopefully, Maddison masterclass or such. I can keep my agendas. Where are you at for Leicester Palace?
That's another game, isn't it? Because Leicester got Conference League. They played PSV yesterday at home, drew 0-0. Which is, I think they'll probably be kind of disappointed with that result, because you expect them to beat PSV at home, and then obviously away, PSV you could argue slight favourites and got the advantage. So I think that's another game that you could see a lot of rotation, and I think Leicester have rotated quite a lot. You wouldn't necessarily know what Leicester's main starting 11 is. Obviously now they've got a bit of consistency with Fofana and Evans at the back. Castagne is back now as well. So let's see. I probably lean towards Crystal Palace with that as well.
I mean, I'm always going to back Palace, innit? Like, I always want Vieira to do well, obviously.
It's the Thursday, Sunday football thing, man. I hate Thursday, Sunday football. I hate calling teams who are playing Thursday and then also playing Sunday, because I think it's a very, very difficult task. Like, United have struggled with it. before.
We struggled with it when we had it. We actually benefited from that when we played Leicester at, was it home or away? I think it was at home. I could be wrong, but whenever we played Leicester, they had 2 games in the week and we benefited greatly from that. You've got Norwich Burnley, which essentially is a 6-pointer. Simple as that. Nothing needs to be said. You got the big one, City against Liverpool.
Well, you've got Newcastle Wolves today as well.
Newcastle Wolves today as well, of course. Again, Joe Willock hopefully can do a job. I don't want Wolves to win because they got problems with celebrating and whatnot. So yeah, man. Would you make a City Liverpool though? That's the big one.
That's the game I think everyone is looking forward to, isn't it?
It's the big one. Like I said. Title decided. No matter how
I'll
much.
be honest. I think this is the biggest game in world football right now, isn't it? Like in my eyes, the 2 of the best teams in Europe, 2 contrasting styles. 2 of the best managers, 2 world-class 11s, insane benches.
Both of them are down your neck of the woods as well.
Yeah.
Liverpool not far from Manny. Obviously, City flying the Manchester flag and painting it blue. Go on.
I'll be honest, I have no idea how this game's gonna go. Like you probably say City might be slight favourites because they're at home.
Have we lost that?
We say that again?
Did we lose you? It froze. What did you say? That was a Mazza. What did you say?
I just said City are probably slight favourites because they're at home.
Well, you reckon, do you know what?
Slight favourites, isn't it?
I actually think Liverpool are the favourites, It just feels like there's a bit of a pressure cooker of City. I know Pep's played down the point, the fact that they're dropping points. Pep's even playing mind games like he's late to his press conference. I just feel, Liverpool are the slight. It's like the world wants Liverpool to win sort of thing. It's like, for me, I'd say Liverpool are the favourites, but they're also the underdogs as well. It's like Pep and City are the villains and whatnot. It's great. It's an interesting one, man. I mean, they've got each other in the FA Cup as well. It's crazy.
I think it's interesting to see how they set up. Like, I want to see how Jurgen Klopp goes with the front 3. Does he go with what the traditional Salah, Mane, Firmino thing? Or does he maybe not play Mane and plays Luis Diaz, who's looked very good so far? Or even as Jota. I don't rate Jota, but that's an option.
I don't think he'll go with Jota because do you know what?
I think he has to go with Firmino down the middle.
I don't think he goes with Jota because although Jota scores, I think he frustrates Klopp a lot of the time. He misses a lot of chances. Decision making can be quite poor. And I think in a game like that, he could make the difference. Then again, Luis Diaz, I'm sure City have done their research, but he's the newest kid on the block at Liverpool. He gives you something. Mane's in form. But if it wasn't Salah, arguably there's every case to drop him, to drop Salah. But again, these are the games you probably make yourself a hero, make yourself the talisman. It's a big week for both.
The midfield's going to be interesting for Liverpool as well. Because I think they play Thiago, Keita, and Fabinho in midfield against Benfica, innit? I'm going to guess Thiago probably plays, Fabinho plays, and Henderson probably comes in.
Yeah, I was about to say Henderson or Milner, one of them.
Navigator. And then City, you don't really know how City are going to line up.
This is the thing. You just know probably Kevin De Bruyne is in the lineup. It could be anyone, man. I would go with Sterling, but then again, if you play Foden, if you play Green, like you said, you don't know who the hell is going to play, man. Bernardo Silva's been a bit off the boil recently after a solid start to the season. It might be time to find it again. It's crazy. It sounds ironic, but it's probably a game for the subs, really. Does he start Gundogan? Doesn't he start Gundogan?
Because I think, did Foden not play on the left earlier on in the season? And he scored, I think, didn't it?
All them and they play everywhere, man.
I think James Milner played that day, innit? At right back instead of Trent.
That's the thing. Trent's obviously had a bit of a knock, but he's clearly over it, so it's going to be an interesting one at the Etihad, which might as well be a neutral venue. I can't imagine Liverpool are going to be, too intimidated by that atmosphere.
Wait, what's the score prediction then?
Because you know what? Football's funny. There might not even be any goals between both of them teams. But even though we think there's goals, I'd rather City win. I don't know no City fans, but 2-1 Liverpool, 2-0 Liverpool, 2-1 Liverpool. I'd love for the opposite to happen. Nothing personal for Liverpool fans, but yeah, man.
I'll probably go to a safe thing 2-2 again.
That's the thing. That's the thing as well. I don't know.
It's so hard to call, man. I'm actually so excited for that game.
I just think Klopp's got something up his sleeve, man. I just think he's got something. I don't know what, but so does Pep. I think Pep's had enough of. I think he's really had enough of the media chatting shit about him. He's starting to little things he says. He's starting to get peed off. Like when they were talking to him about overthinking. When they started talking to him about after the game, he was like, "I think the manager made the right decisions." Like it seems like he's peed off. Man, are saying 1-0 City. It all depends what sort of game it is. If it go, I don't know. If City go there and they suffocate Liverpool, it got them all in their own half. I don't know, but if the game's open, I see Liverpool winning. A bit like how Spurs patterned them. City's worst enemy is that they're quite open, and if you take advantage of that on the counter attack, if Spurs can do it, which respectfully, Spurs are one of the best counter attacking sides in the league. Liverpool probably the best counter attacking team in the league, and it's just a funny game. And I think
there's so many variables, man, for this game.
So many, bro.
Man, I'm actually so excited for Sunday now.
It's crazy, man. Jota probably gets a goal. It's super sub thing. Thiago will be key. Facts. It's gonna be a tough game, man. And I know both managers have been playing it down publicly. Like, even if we win, it doesn't decide the title. We know they're capping in it. They know that this is arguably a 6-pointer now, and they've at least got how many times they got to play each other? They technically might face each other in the champs. They've got each other next week in the FA Cup. I'm sure they're obviously playing each other on Sunday. It feels like I'm missing out one more game. It feels like City Liverpool. We've seen it a lot. I swear there was a second where it was City versus Chelsea every week. It felt like two.
Yeah, but I can't like I don't mind it. I don't mind it just because as a football fan, these two sides are the best sides in the world. I don't think anyone comes close to them too.
You're right. Still, I can't disagree. So yeah, man. What did you say? I went with 2-1 Liverpool. What are you saying?
2-2.
4 goals though. Like
we've already seen 4 goals in this game.
It's crazy, but it's like obviously I think game plans go out the window. But it's like defend first. If I'm Klopp or Pep, I'll be quite pissed off if I can see 2 goals, no matter how good the attackers are.
You think both teams take a draw?
Obviously, both yes and no. I think both teams were dying to win, but I think in the grand scheme of things, a point.
Obviously, a draw favors City a lot more. See, I don't know, man.
I mean, respectfully, nobody underrates Liverpool. You're capping, Danny. Not a single person underrates anything about Liverpool. You lot are not no underdogs. Like all Statman has said is you man are one of the best in Europe, etc., etc. I don't think maybe you're speaking generally, but
I've said that.
Nobody underestimates Liverpool. You're bugging.
Like I said this, I got Liverpool more for the Champions League this year, innit, than the Premier League. I think City win the Prem, Liverpool win the Champions League. That's be my prediction this year.
Hope Benzema can say something about that.
Hopefully.
You're right. Still, man, Liverpool, it just seems that the man are Buki in it. They've got everything works well for Liverpool in it. Be interesting to see how both clubs, like what life post-Pep, post-Klopp is set up. Because I would say things look easier for whoever takes over City for obvious reasons. But you never know what happens, man. You still got
I think City will be fine, especially if they get someone like Luis Enrique in it. Liverpool, I think, is a bit more interesting in terms of who they start to get, kind of thing, innit? Like maybe they might get an Nagelsmann, maybe they get a Steven Gerrard, maybe the assistant takes over. That the Linders guy, or whatever his name is.
Danny, who said that's true? Danny, who said on Rants we was getting full start of the season? DJ, you talking about Rants said that, or someone on Rants' channel?
No lie, I think I actually predicted Liverpool 4th.
Yeah, Danny might be right. We saying Danny, you got
I'm adamant. I'm adamant. I'm adamant. I predicted Liverpool 4th, but to win the Champions League.
Why Liverpool 4th though? Where was the trade?
I'll be honest. I overestimated United, didn't it? Like I said, I've overestimated.
You're no different. Your fans said Wan-Bissaka's the best. Bailly's better than Van Dijk.
No. But I'll be honest. The Ronaldo hype got to me. The Ronaldo hype got to me. I thought we'll finish higher than Liverpool.
Man said chat. Come on, man. We can't deal with the chat thing, man. But I hear that. Do you know what? You might be right on that, man. Slightly. All right, let's get into thing. But whoever was saying Liverpool 4th, that's bugging out. But everyone's free to have their opinions. Obviously, Ten Hag. Talk to me, bro. Like it's done basically, isn't it? Really? What are you saying for Ten Hag?
Just have to see it. Just have to.
Yeah, what are you excited about? What are you not excited about? What do you expect? Like, what sort of philosophy are you looking at? Like,
I'll be honest. I'm worrying about top 4 right now. And one step at a time. Before, on a serious, I am kind of excited in it because let's be honest, Ten Hag sides play good football. I think.
Where's the photoshopped images and that about how the league should be scared and that?
No. I think the most exciting thing with Ten Hag, it seems like he's already starting to have a say in it. Apparently, Bruno's contract was discussed with him. According to the reports today, and I'm like, that's a massive, massive positive for how United are normally run, isn't it? Yeah, I'm kind of scared to overcommit this time, innit? Because obviously under Ralph, I spoke a lot, and we got humbled and got knocked out of every single competition.
Man, I got twanged by the fake CV, boy.
Nah, man. We were running like Klopp's dad, Two Show's dad, Nagelsmann's dad.
You and all them, mate.
It was good fun while it lasted, didn't it, though?
I'd be happy with Ten Hag. Obviously, his football heritage. But as I would say, if I was a United fan, which I'm not, God forbid, it's off the field. Like, he can have all the ideas if he wants, but people need to make his job easier, man. Like, just let him focus on management. If he's asking you for several players or players he wants, go out and get him the players. Don't make commercial signings, make the right signings. And a bit like with Arteta, not that we've done anything, but, with United, I'd say you lot have become a bit of a soap drama. Not saying these players are bad, mind, but the whole Pogba, the Cavani, anyone that he that he beefs, you don't have to double down with the manager in it. So I'd be looking at that, man. So
because the report today by Fabrizio said Ten Hag has asked United to be 100% involved on present and future transfer strategies, new signings, outgoings, new contracts. Ten Hag considers this as a key point to rebuild United. New signings have to be totally perfect for his idea and club project.
No, exactly. It sounds stupid, but the beautiful thing about football is a simple game. Facts, like that's something you haven't been doing yet. That's right. Don't be signing guys for the sake of signing people. If there's not a serious need, and I would say with Ten Hag, like obviously you should have your principles, but as a neutral, it just feels like your pundits and everyone, you just keep screaming this. We're United, and yeah, keep them principles, but times change. You can't keep screaming that whole we're United and stuff. It hasn't been working. You need something a bit more tangible, and I think
we just have to. I said it like move on with the times, kind of thing, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah. Move on with the times.
I've always said this. United have been left in the past with literally everything: stadiums, academy, women's team compared to City and stuff. And I've always said this. David Moyes was right when we said we should aspire to be like Man City.
But again, bro, sorry to cut you. Why, Pep didn't say, well, Pep could, he's a great manager, but he didn't make the City group like that. They've got the ambition to own these clubs around the world, become Barcelona B. As you just mentioned, Ten Hag should just be able to focus on coaching and focus on improving players. So again, that's my point about off the field things need to change. Man can't just bring him into this club and say, you're the guy, work it all out. It's, arguably managers should be the most disposable in today's day and age. 9 times out of 10, they start off as head coaches and things. So it's going to be difficult. To wrap this up, though, what have you made? Have you seen Jack Wilshere's comments about Declan Rice?
Yeah.
What do you make of that? I think he's bugging.
I think with Declan, I've said this. I do think Declan Rice is underrated. I think a lot of people don't want to give him the respect because he's English. I'll be honest.
That's true.
Like I generally rate Declan Rice very, very highly in it. But let's be honest, Jack Wilshere went a bit over the top, kind of thing.
Over the top, man. He's backing his boy, but over the top.
Yeah, like why are you adding extra pressure onto Declan Rice, kind of thing? And any little bad thing Declan Rice does is just going to be highlighted even more. Jack Wilshere is going to be added and stuff. Why do that?
Said he's better than Fabinho.
Like the thing is, like do you even think that's a mad debate though to have?
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah, no, bro, I fuck all the season ticket. Yeah, in fact, yeah. Bro, Fabinho's been better than him. Like, Fabinho has been better than him. Fabinho just does his job and goes yard. Like when when Wilshere is saying things like presence. What presence? Like what?
Yeah, that was wrong, innit? But I'll be honest. In my personal opinion, and obviously I don't watch Liverpool week in, week out to fully say, but I think Fabinho's had a little bit of a down season for Fabinho's levels, innit? Like, don't get me wrong. I think Fabinho's still one of the best midfielders. But I'm just saying, for his level, it has been a bit of a drop-off. But his drop-off is still one of the best midfielders.
But even if that's the case, I still think he's better than Rice. Like, even when Wilshere is saying he's the best, Declan Rice is the best defensive mid in the world. Listen, I'm a big fan of Rice. I agree with everything he said. But I mean, come on now. I don't think he's better than Fabinho. I think even though Casemiro isn't what he used to be, he would give him a run around. There's a couple that are better.
Yeah, Rodri's another one.
Rodri, these guys don't do anything gas. They just do their job. Like Declan Rice is a way more technical ability player than people give him credit for. But I'm not saying you, but I don't know what this presence thing is.
I didn't get.
I don't get that. I don't know what he does that other players don't. Respectfully, what does Declan Rice do that other people don't. And to be fair, Firmino, Valverde, Casemiro, they don't do anything that other people don't. But I just think they're way more competent than Declan Rice, really. In the same way he said something about Busquets is in a possession-based side.
Yeah, that.
But the same logic doesn't make sense, because if Declan Rice makes this step up to a Chelsea, let's just say he signed for Barcelona, naturally these teams, definitely not the last 2 games with Chelsea, but they're on the front foot, they're in possession. So now it's about what can you offer beyond just winning the ball back. It's crazy.
And the thing is, I think Declan Rice is fine in possession. Like you seen in terms of him carrying the ball and stuff, well, very, very good.
He's wavy, but I mean, brother.
Let's not overdo it, kind of thing, innit?
Exactly.
But I'm taking Declan Rice over Thomas Partey.
I mean, your player IQ isn't exactly the best. I'm taking Partey over him.
I don't know, man.
Not this, bro. I'm not being funny. Yeah, Partey's been doing it for years. I'm not being funny. Don't let the Arsenal tax collapse this whole thing. Fabinho years, Rodri years, Partey years, Busquets years, Valverde.
Wait, so you think Thomas Partey's had a better season this year than
I didn't say better season, Declan Rice.
No, but I'm just asking.
We're talking about players, clearly not.
But I'm just asking, do you think
Partey's just been here in stages? He was wavy, went off to AFCON, got sent off, started doing it again, was collapsing, then injured. If we're talking form, there's not too many that have been better than Rice. But if we're just talking basic competencies, ability, and better players, brother, like Declan Rice is wavy. You know, I've known this guy since he's 14 years of age. You could go and bring up my tweets. Like, come on now. Like,
that's how say that man has disrespect. I'm 100% taking Declan Rice.
It can be debatable, but I mean, come on, you know, that's the point. The very fact that it's a point is debatable means I'm right, because the point is Declan man moving like Declan Rice is up here and them and they are down there. The very fact that it's debatable is answering the question. That's all my point. Not to take away from Declan Rice. I'm hearing best in the world. Come on now.
Yeah, like someone said, Statman, how many West Ham games do you watch? Trust me, I watch a lot of West Ham. I'm from East London. Like, this is literally my closest team, innit? I go past London Stadium literally every single day to uni and stuff as well, innit?
I hear that.
I always keep an eye on them.
Man United fan in London. We ever heard that before?
Stop this, man.
You done it to yourself. You done it to yourself.
Nah, but like a fun story as well. I was a ball boy at West Ham once, you know, for a West Ham Liverpool game. So Declan Rice live there in the flesh.
Declan, you're a big man doing that, right?
Nah, this was
for that, you know.
2019, I think.
Right. Wait, are you younger than Declan Rice?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Statman.
Let's not do that, deluded.
No, I'm not even with it. Fucking, I heard Ball Boy Declan Rice. I'm like, right, this guy's a PV as well. Like,
no, because basically we had like in school, yeah, we done like a little charity thing, innit? And one of the, like, you know, you sometimes had those supply teachers that stay in for like a 2-3 week period kind of thing. And he was there kind of thing, innit? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm impressed by what you lot have done with the charity thing. And then he was like, you know what? I'm going to take you guys to be the ball boy. So I was like, oh yeah, calm, innit? Ball boy for West Ham versus Liverpool. I think the game ended 2-0.
Well, I've never been a ball boy. I always wondered how you got to do that shit. I only clocked that. I only thought you could do that if you was academy baller or your mum and dad were rich and they knew certain people. But I never knew about none of that ball boy shit.
I thought you had to pay for it, kind of thing, innit? But
Did you?
No, I didn't pay anything.
I just thought
that school teacher organised everything. Got a Mars bar as well from West Ham. I was gassing the Mars bar, you know. Gave me a sandwich and what was it? Like a West Ham personalized bottle, you know. I was gassed. I think I gave the ball to Trent twice, I think. And Ngakia played that game.
Everything he knows.
Yeah, listen. Oh, man. I was very gassed, you know, because Van Dijk nearly fell off the pitch, innit? And Van Dijk was hella close to me. And I was like, raw. Virgil Van Dijk, you know. No lie, you don't think I'm joking. Look at the pictures.
Killing me. Okay, no.
Nah.
Oh man, what is that? Off topic, is Van Dijk the most famous bully you've met? A shout human being for gifting subs, by the way.
I didn't meet him, but I just saw him very, very close, kind of thing, innit? I look at this. I got a picture. Wait. How do I show this?
Fuck, you know.
Because basically, I was very gassed in it. So I went. Obviously, Sky Sports posted the highlights and stuff, innit? Oh, I don't know. This will be ruined by the green screen and stuff, innit? It will be. You see that little arrow there? That's me sitting right there, and that's Trent with the ball. I don't know if you lot can see this because of the green screen.
We can slide make out. Well,
yeah,
go on.
that was me, and that's Trent.
Flipping hell,
Nah,
mate.
listen, man.
Hey, I can't lie.
Don't doubt me.
You might be a Liverpool fan, low key. I'm seeing bare green tea when talking about Trent and that. You know, you was an Arsenal fan a few weeks ago, boy.
Nah, man. I was there. I was enjoying it, man.
Oh man. Hey, that's actually I never knew. I've been to the London Stadium a couple of times, but I can't lie. As a neutral, I think being at Upton Park, was a lot better, man. But
yeah,
London Stadium's easier to get to, man. It's 15 minutes away still. It's mad.
Nah, you lot are doing me dirty in the comments though.
Yeah, they keep saying you're a big man.
Because obviously in the tunnel, not in the tunnel, like in the back and stuff, where they do like the drug test and whatever doping thing. I think I saw Jurgen Klopp and Henderson. They were quite close to me.
Yeah.
I was big ass.
You should have said, I think for me, I used to work at Spurs, obviously. Met Bale, innit? He's a cool guy. That's about it. Like,
swear down.
Yeah, but you see me with Ian, right? This is light work, bro. Man.
Yeah, but you see you, you're big in this YouTube world, innit?
No,
this was me before like content creation, innit?
Man, I'm no one. I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. No,
how many subs do you have on YouTube right now? You probably see this.
Many, man. 45.
You see, look at this. This guy's nearly on 50k.
Like, I know. Big up everyone who supports the thing. Let's get to 50k and 10k on Twitch, but. Nah, man, I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday, man. We're just a humble farmer with a humble thing. But yeah, I met Bell, man. But that was by accident. Like, obviously, working at Spurs, me and my boys just fucking about. We saw Bell. So, like, yeah, Bell, can I get a pic? Like, he said, well, go on. Hey, Zola. How can I forget? Zola, do you know what? When I met Zola at an event, that's the first time I've been starstruck. Like, it was meeting Bell. He's cool and that. Like, you wouldn't think it's Bell. He's mad shy. Zola, the way we was talking about football. Like, I'm just staring at him and he's talking about ball. I'm looking at him like, you're Zola, innit? Like, you're Zola, innit? Like, the way he was talking about ball was brazy. And of course, I've met Uncle Ian Wright, but I'd say Zola, man. The way how can I make him? It was as close as I can get to speaking to an Arsene Wenger or a Pep Guardiola or them sort of guys there. It was crazy, man. It's brazy, man. Like,
when did you meet Zola?
Zola, when did I meet him? Talking about 2 years ago. It's the same time I met Troy Parrott, so might be about 2 years, 2 and a bit. Did I put a picture on my Insta? I don't think so. But I should. I should have.
Big YouTuber deluded is me.
No. I ain't listen. I'm no one, man. I keep working to I no longer have to introduce yourself, man. I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday, man. I don't know about none of that.
Nah, but that's still sick. That's still sick.
We're trying, man. We're trying.
Are you lot in the comments here? Who have you lot there? I want to hear some interesting stories right now.
These lot are famous, man. These lot are famous. The people in these chats, they're famous, man. But do you know what? I could have met. Do you know what? I've seen Lucas Torreira when he was at Arsenal. I wouldn't say I met him, but I saw him. Like, I'm on the train platform. I see him walk past, and I was thinking it's Torreira, and I'm not gonna bread. Like, I'm a bit funny like that. Like, I'm not gonna bread to that just because there's ballers there. Like, there's been a couple guys. Like, I can't lie. When I go to these events, I'm not breading. There's certain people I'm not breading. Like, there's certain like I need to meet Ronaldinho, man. Life's complete when I meet Ronaldinho, man. The best ever.
Look at that. Someone played Anton Ferdinand.
I've met Snoop. That's lit. I met the guy from Snowfall. Do you know what he was? I was meant to. The funniest piece. I met him at an event. He's actually gonna do a video with man. I lost one of my phones that had his email and all that shit on. Gone.
So someone said the most famous person I met is Specs.
Nah, Specs, man.
I played ball with Xabi Alonso. Like, look at these.
Someone in my team used to play for Leicester, and they went on trial at Liverpool, and they got to be in a training session with Xabi Alonso. And actually, Sir Alex Ferguson personally called them to sign for United from Leicester. Not kicking ball anymore, though. That's how fuck life is. Like, he's plays on the league, but yeah, man, it is what it is.
I met Expressions. Big up Grocovelli.
Shout out Expressions, man.
Jose Altidore.
Yeah. Fuck that. That's a Jersey out to the allow it, man. I said I bet fuck all, bro. Joby Makanoff. Hey, to be fair, man. Calm. Hey, you played for Farm. Hey, you're a local blocker. Hey, big up Classford. I was a Boardwater Farm player before I went Edmund All Stars. Shout out to the North ones. Hey, Woodwater Farm. You think Man United know about cheating? You should ask Classford and Woodwater Farm. We used to play on until they won. They used to just have, well, it would be like under 8s. Youths are looking like 17. It's taking 10 man to all clamp them and that. We're playing on till they win. Crazy, man. Crazy.
Someone said I played footy with F2.
Swear.
Oh, you see the F2? Yeah, they were near me once, innit?
Who's that? The football youths?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
The selfie postcode.
Man said Sean Dyche. No, but that guy was just a cheater, bro. Like, he was just a child.
Someone said I once met Pastor Toby. Mad.
You come back to live to tell, or are you under some influences now? I don't know about none of that. Oh, man. Obviously, with that being said, though, man, I got to go cut my hair. So let me get out of here. What content have you got to come today or tomorrow or whenever? I know you're funny with it.
Obviously, tomorrow United are playing, so they'll watch along with Rants. I probably might do the Ajax game tomorrow, innit? I think the Ajax.
There's no probably. Are you doing that or not? Let the fans know.
Yeah,
man.
I probably wouldn't, because let's be honest, now it's 10 on watching it from now until the end of the season. I have to be supporting my manager, innit?
People get onto him. There's no maybes. Either he's doing it or not. Draw him out, man.
I might. Probably will.
Get onto him, folks. So yeah, you know what time it is, people. So yeah, as for me, I want to say I'm going to be doing Football Manager content. If I am, it's going to be 5:30. I'm probably going to be late for my appointment. So yeah, man, it is what it is. Check out the rest of the content. I can't imagine the bulk of you aren't already, but if you're not, make sure you're following StatmanBains on Twitter and Twitch. And I know he doesn't give a fuck about his channel, but on YouTube as well. Do up all of that shit, man. So yeah, man, we're out, really. Yeah, man. Hopefully next time. Oh, in fact, Wednesday's my birthday, so it won't be then, but we can reschedule that in it. Like,
sweet, calm.
But typically Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, you know where to find us. So yeah, man. On that note, peace. You got anything else to tell him?
Nah.
United shit. Oh shit. What happened there?
Listen, we're not doing that. Don't worry.
Hey, who's gonna finish higher? Arsenal, United. All right, cool. Clip that. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. And on that, we're out. Better pray to God that happens, or we're running.
It will. Don't worry.
There's always just that active red flag defending. I think it's like.